Hey guys, Zack here, and this is my review of One Punch Man Season 1, Episode 7, The Ultimate Disciple. So, the episode opens up with a meteor having its course changed and is on a crash collision course with City Z, where Saitama lives. Genos and all the other S-Class heroes are called in to help stop it, but only Genos and one other hero, a character Bang, also known as Silver Fang, Class S rank 3, they're the only two who show up, mostly because most they're not really called in all that often, and most either gave up or just didn't care. They just decide not to show up one way or another. And that in a half an hour, the meteor is going to crash into City Z, and that they should be giving out a emergency evacuation drill in like 30 minutes from when the meteor crashes, and then right on cue they give a big thing about how it's a dragon level threat and that everybody should evacuate the city. Genos leaves to go take care of the meteor while Bang is explaining why he's not going to evacuate because of his dojo. And Genos is like, I didn't think I'd have to pull out this prototype so soon. Then he pulls out a set of arms that should put him on level with Saitama, and he puts them on over his other arms. It's like they just turn into rockets, come onto his original arms. And then as he's on his way to the Ground Zero crash site, another hero, Boyfoy, who brings in a drone to deal with it, is like, they meet up, and Genos asks if he's going to help, and Boyfoy's basically like, no, I'm not gonna help. I'm going just showing up to test my missiles out, and then I'm pretty much out of here. Which he does. He basically, Boyfoy isn't really all that interested in helping. He's just like, okay. It's basically he's basically this equivalent of this world's equivalent of Iron Man, if Iron Man just didn't give a shit about helping people. And then Genos tries to calculate about what would happen if he failed, because Genos calculates that the meteor isn't going to stop with the destruction of City Z, and that the shockwave will destroy all the other cities. Fortunately, City Z is at the very top, and it's like, and there's only really cities south of it, so that only a couple of cities will be destroyed, but that's really it. And then, as he's calculating whether or not he should fight and what his chance of failure is, Bang shows up and basically tells him not to worry about it, and that sometimes the best thing to do is to just muddle through. So Genos rips off his shirt, takes the core in his chest, which is basically what gives his body power, puts it in a socket on his arm, and decides, if I'm going to fail, I might as well put everything into a single shot. And it's pretty impressive. He doesn't do anything to the meteor, but he does go all out and tries to destroy the meteor, which he fails at, but it's okay, because not 5 seconds later, Saitama shows up, introduces himself to Bang, and then proceeds to shatter the meteor with a single punch, just turning it into fragments, which then destroys City Z, but nobody's killed. It's fine. And then they return back, and then Saitama and Genos return back to their apartment, and it's revealed that Saitama jumped over almost 400 people in ranking and became rank 5, which is pretty amazing. It's like he jumped almost 350 people in rank, became rank 5, but Genos has an internal monologue to himself about how some people blame Saitama for the destruction anyway, because it was kind of his fault, but not really. I mean, Saitama did shatter the meteor, but it was still the meteor's fault, because the meteor was gonna land either way, and Saitama just minimized casualties. But Genos doesn't bring it up. And then Saitama, he asks Genos what all the different threat levels mean, and then Genos begins to list all the different threat levels, with Tiger being at the bottom and God being at the top. Although there is an unused threat level in the anime that's used in the manga called Wolf, which is basically it goes Wolf, Tiger, Demon, Dragon, God, and then Tiger is basically like a couple of people will get hurt, and that it should probably be assessed as quickly as possible. Then Demon is like there's a city that's going to basically a demon level threat threatens the entire existence of a city. And then Dragon, which is what the meteor was, could have threatened the destruction of entire cities. And then God is basically a worldwide threat that could potentially cause human extinction. And then I'm just gonna mention it here. Wolf is basically, you know, there's a problem, but take care of it at your earliest convenience. No rush. Nothing bad. And then Saitama's like, okay, well, thanks for the chat. I'm going to go out and do some assessments. And Genos also remarks that the threat levels really don't matter to Saitama, because Saitama is like he's above all of that. He just shows up and just does whatever. And then Saitama just responds, well, yeah, of course I'm not gonna. Of course, if all the heroes run, who will stay and fight? And Genos just starts furiously scribbling this down as Saitama gets ready to leave. And he goes out, does some damage assessment. There's nothing too major. I mean, all the cities and all the city's destroyed. There's buildings destroyed everywhere, and that's really it. Although ironically, the one thing that isn't destroyed is Saitama's old crappy apartment that he got thrown out of, for reasons that are explained in one of the OVAs, which I might review at some point if I can find it. But basically what it is, but as he's doing damage assessment, Tank Top Tiger shows up, who Saitama doesn't even recognize. He doesn't even know who he's talking about. And they basically call him a cheat, and he calls him a cheat. And then his brother, Tank Top Black Hole, shows up. And at first Tank Top Tiger's like, we're gonna fight you and make sure you learn your lesson. But then Tank Top Black Hole stops him and is like, he's not gonna learn from a lesson like that. Let's humiliate him in front of everybody. And then uses his loud voice to turn the entire city against Saitama and try to make him quit being a hero, which ultimately fails on Saitama's behalf, but is successful in rallying the crowd against him, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's not cool, but also all while Bang is watching from the distance in disgust as he looks on and is just like, Saitama, there's no doubt you saved the city, yet look at how all these people treat you like shit. And he's like, and these two are just trying to perform a political rally while also do some newbie crushing. And sure enough, after rallying up the crowd, Tank Top Black Hole claims that Saitama is going to take his frustration out on all the people, and he and Tank Top Tiger try to fight. Tank Top Tiger gets knocked like a block away, but he lives. He's fine. Not that anybody cares, because he and his brother are just jerks. We don't like him. We won't like him ever. They're never going to be anybody's favorite character. I can tell you that right now. And Tank Top Black Hole is like, now you die. But Saitama just casually grabs him in between his fingers and just squeezes gently, and that's enough to send Tank Top Black Hole into tears. He's just, I'm sorry, I'm sorry I lied. And then Saitama's like, you didn't lie, and I forgive you. And then he basically asks everybody to start giving all their opinion about if he's the one who punched the meteor, and he's like, okay, and I'm the one who punched that meteor. Anybody got a problem? Let's hear it. And then somebody actually speaks up and tells him that because of Saitama, his new car got ruined. And then Saitama tells tells him to shut up, basically. In his exact words, what he said was, "Shut your damn mouth," and then proceeds to go on that he was the one who shattered the meteor, but he wasn't the one who shattered all their buildings and wrecked their car and left them homeless. No, it was the meteor's fault, and that and as I explained, he was the one who stopped the meteor from falling and causing mass loss of life. And then he claims that he doesn't really care if people approve of him or not, because he does it for fun and he doesn't really care. And then Genos eventually shows up to take him home. And as they're walking home, Saitama is just walking, and then Genos tells him, "Master, even if everybody hates you, I will still admire you and follow you devoutedly." And Saitama's like, "Okay." And then they go home. And the last scene we ever see of this is of the next threat, the deep sea folk, who will be coming up for the next couple of episodes. They're going to be important for the next couple episodes, so remember them. But anyway, that's my opinion. It's just, okay, Saitama, I just want to clarify, I totally agree with what Saitama did. I mean, sure, he destroyed a city by accident, but it wasn't entirely his fault. Yeah, he shattered the meteor, and the meteor splintered everywhere and just destroyed the city, but the meteor was gonna fall anyway, so why does it matter? It doesn't really matter if the meteor is splintered or not, because the meteor was gonna fracture even if a Class S heroes unite together to shut it down and just destroy it, because the splinters were just gonna go anywhere either way, so it didn't really matter who tried to stop the meteor, because the event was gonna be the same. It would just be, instead of Saitama, just plug in any hero from this series, and you'll pretty much have a pretty good understanding of what would have happened. It's like anybody could have been on the other side of that hatred and all that stuff. Anybody who would have been in that scenario, stopped the meteor, but splintered it and destroyed the city, and then everybody got mad at them. But it was Saitama, and that's the whole point, and that's what happened. But it's not a big deal, because it's just a city. I mean, you can rebuild a city, it's no problem. You can't rebuild a human. I mean, sure, they could have, like, Genus come in and just clone all the people who got hurt and accelerate their growth until they're the same exact person and implant all their memories in them, which we're not going to discuss any further, because he said he's done with human evolution. He doesn't come back except for a few cameos later in the series, in the manga and all that. He doesn't really do much of anything after his introduction arc. That's really all he does. And I did not like the Tank Top brothers. I mean, the rest of the Tank Top clan is fine. I like them. I mean, Tank Top Master is Class S. He's cool. I like him. Although I'm not going to show a picture of him, because I will discuss him in further detail later. But the Tank Top clan are cool. They're basically like, we use the tank top because those are because they allow full unbridled control of being able to exercise and all that stuff and show for strength. But the tank top, the two brothers, I don't like them. They're just idiots. And that's why, as Bang remarks, they will never rise above Class B, because they're just out to make themselves look good and make every other hero look bad. They're just, no, go away. Go away. Nobody wanted you. Nobody needed you. Just leave, please. Okay? Okay? Okay. But, anyway, what happened, but if you guys have seen this episode, what did you guys think? Let's get a discussion going in the comments. But until next time, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, hit that like and that subscribe button. Also be sure to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter in the description below. And until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!